Hello everybody, today we're going to be looking at Pendragon Core Rulebook. This guy's pretty green. So this is the Chaosium magnum opus game by Greg Statford. He did a lot of great things with the Pendragon game, making glorious combat and stuff like that. Overall, this is a amazing production, just beautiful. Chaosium does a great job, and this right here is probably one of the better ones. The paper is really thick and strong. The colors pop. You have all this really cool artwork of, snail cats and the like. The layout is very reminiscent of old scrying techniques and stuff like that. And with that, you have beautiful artwork, great examples of play, what a knight is, how it works, what is your Pendragon compared to historical events or fantasy events or different novels. Everyone's Pendragon is going to be a little different. Some of them will have bunny people who like to hit dogs with sticks. Others might not. Overall, this book explains what it is to be a knight, what type of things you will try to face, like a questing beast or other strange things, or how your piety can defeat demons and other strange things like that. The recent movie Green Knight is a good example of kind of this level of chivalry that is kind of alien in thought to today's modern mindset. But overall, this is some good stuff. The dice on this game are typically D6s and D20s. You need to roll equal to or less than your stat to succeed. The person with the highest, if you have a contest, the person with the highest number is the one that wins in that case. Then the person with the highest skill, if there's a tie, and if otherwise it's just a tie. So it's really nice to see the basic RPG system evolve, or not evolve, but you can see like where it came from and how they've made it into something truly beautiful. You have passions and other things like that, melancholy and stuff like that. And in the game, you have a thing called glory, and you have a thing called honor. It's really easy to lose honor, but you don't lose glory. So even when you're a sad, like recluse who's like, screams at kids, like, don't play in my yard, that gives you some glory. But your reputation might go down. So it's kind of interesting to see all of this. The skills here are pretty great, how to deal with being a knight and doing cool knightly things, riding, having a horse, critical fails and the like. This is just a really cool game. You have really cool weapons and other things like that, how to get clothes on. They really did a good job, and you need a nice egg horse if you ever become a proper knight. So you have like all these really cool choices when you're making characters in this game and doing things like that, how healing is done. Typically it's just over time. Tells you what wealth is and what it is to be a knight. And in this game, you're going to be a knight. There's nothing else you're going to play as, really. You might be able to get to a point where you become like a lesser noble, or heck, even marry a greater noble and go up in station. But usually your character will probably retire by then. They tell you how to do solo adventures and how that works. So like if someone can't play in one of the games, we can say that your knight went off on his own little quest, or her quest, and all kinds of stuff could have happened, and we're going to deal with it. Now, one of the things that's really interesting is winter phase. This is like when you level up. You go back home and you're sitting there with your lord, or like King Arthur or something like that, and you discuss your stories, and we'll see how much good things happen or bad things happen during the winter phase. Also, this is the time where you level up and age up, which can make it so your character eventually ages out of knighthood And you might get to play as your squire or another lesser knight to slowly build up from your own family or what have you. There's a lot of cool little appendices here. Tells you how to make your own field, like your own shield charges and such like that. And it's just really nice, and they explain like what each of those things mean and all these other things. Character sheets, real simple. You know, in here, your traits are going against your other traits. So just is next to arbitrary. So if you see someone who gets slapped or something like that, if you have a high just, you might go over there. Your character might go over there, even though you don't want them to, because your knight is just. Or if, like, you know, simple one is where's chaste and lustful. So, you know, you can be chaste or lustful and see what happens. So the total is going to equal 20 between the two. So if you had a 15 in chaste, you only have a 5 in lust on a d20. So that's kind of crazy. And as you level up, you have all your basic skills and all these other things like that. Overall, Pendragon is fantastic. This is just the core rule book, so the magic and other like nobility and other things like that are not in this book per se, but this is everything you need to play, because you're not going to be able to play as Merlin, as you can hear out there. So anyway, I hope you have a pleasant day, and if you get a chance to read Pendragon, I would highly suggest